welcome to Coffee with Cari as I continue to read my new book, Your Body Song, 18 Minutes to Health, Happiness and Longevity. And now we're on Chapter 3, Environment Changes Everything. According to cell biologist Dr. Bruce Lipton, the environment a cell is in will determine both its health and its genetic outcome. This is why our environment, our cultural portals, are so important. The portal we perceive ourselves to be in changes our health and genetic outcomes. Lipton also discusses his research on myoblasts, a type of muscle cell. Scientists replicated these muscle cells so that they had two cultures with identical genes. Remarkably, if they changed the body cell environment the myoblasts were inserted into, the cells themselves changed to respond to the environment. What the myoblasts became depended on what kind of body cells they were placed into. If they were inserted into bone cells, they altered to become bone cells. When they were inserted into adipose cells, they modified to become adipose cells. So even though the cells genetically were exactly the same, the environment they were placed into changed them. When centenarians like Jean Calment and Robert Marchant continue to do what younger people do and continually vibrate this youthfulness, consciousness into their cells, you see it in their healthy longevity. I've already given examples of tests done by researchers wanting to test the theory that our environmental cues prime us to respond in certain ways. Remember timing the speed of people working with jumbled up words? The group given words associated with old age walked slower afterwards. Timmy, the patient with multiple personality disorder, didn't change his diet or take an anti-allergy pill to combat his allergy to orange juice. He merely changed his consciousness, the vibratory environment his cells were immersed in. Isn't that remarkable? That we've always thought that it's our genetic material that dominates and controls our lives and the outcomes of our health, and yet now we're starting to see a different picture. That not just the physical environment, but the emotional, biochemical environment that we're busy creating on an ongoing basis is ultimately what determines what genes of ours get upregulated or downregulated, or even what they change into. And that's a simply remarkable thing to think about when you think about your health, because it's so much easier to change the environment that you're producing in your cells than it is to change your genetic material, because by changing the environment, you automatically change what gets upregulated and downregulated in your genetic material. And I think that's enough to chew on for one day. But join me for the next exciting reading, because in the next exciting reading, I'm going to give you examples of people that have actually used this ability, although they may not have ever known that they were doing it. Thanks for joining me, and don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't, or order my book off Amazon. Thanks for joining me.